Hello and welcome back. Today we've got another £500 worth of £2 coins we're hunting through, looking for commemoratives, ones with more than face value, but ideally the one commemorative we still need to finish the book. So the Commonwealth Games Scotland is the last one. There is of course a space at the end of the book for the definitive 2021 Britannia. I'm determined at some point I will have a book with that coin, but I'm starting to think it might be the next book, although we could be stuck for a long time looking for the Scotland Commonwealth Games £2 coin. But let's get let's get into this bag and see what we find. Okay then, into bag number one. What are we looking for then? Well, that's a little bit battered and beaten, isn't it? Oh, but it's a nice coin. Wow. Off the bat, King James Bible. So prices I put up are based on good value, good condition coins. So that condition is not going to net that total value because it's still quite beaten up. But that is still a superb first coin to come across. Otherwise, this is Technologies, the definitive design up to 2015. Nothing too special with these. There are some minted in lower quantities than other, just not low enough that I think that they're worth keeping. But any commemoratives, especially if we keep on the theme of that King James Bible, which is a very, very nice coin to come across, I would be more than happy with the results. Obviously, that Commonwealth Games Scotland would be the ultimate find. It would be the most exciting coin to tick off. But exciting news, not £2 coin wise, but 50p wise. Those Coronation 50p's have now gone into circulation. I was amazed at how many times people were contacting me. I'm trying to talk too quickly. Got lots to say about when would the Coronation 50p go into circulation. Oh, we've got the VE Day anniversary there. Very common design. Unfortunately, I knew no more than anyone else. Oh, the active union there. Check for the rotation error. Sadly, not on that one. So I had no inside knowledge on that one, I'm afraid. And I was surprised at how long it took to go into circulation too. I thought they'd want to strike whilst the iron's hot and get them out into circulation straight away following the coronation, or the day of the coronation maybe. Another VE Day anniversary. This one is the most common circulating commemorative £2 coin though. That's a bit nicer. Shakespeare's Histories, one of 3 Shakespeare £2 coins. Check your edge inscription, the hollow crown. That is all good and correct. No edge inscription error on that. It's always worth checking, I think, because 2016 seems to have been a bad year for the Royal Mint putting edge inscriptions on £2 coins. So as and when I do find a 2016 dated £2 coin, I do check the edge inscription during the hunt. I will of course, another VE Day anniversary. I will of course go through all the commemoratives checking their edge inscriptions just in case there is a so far unnoticed error on another £2 coin. Along with checking for rotation errors, double die obverses, all the bits and bobs that can make for great oddities. So we've got another Shakespeare's Histories there. Hollow crown. Just pop that down there then. So yes, quite when we will start seeing the Coronation 50p in our change remains to be seen. Oh, that's the Army Centenary. No rotation error. King and country. Edge inscription error is correct. Obviously that's the abridged description, it's for King and country naturally. I'm sure most of you watching already know that. Nothing else in those. So yeah, it does obviously take a bit of time for newly circulated coins to filter through into everyday change. Hopefully start getting them soon, because it's just the fact of getting a new coin is really, really exciting. Right, Jodie Clark's 5th portrait, we know this will be something. Another Army Centenary, I don't think that one had a rotation error. And the edge inscription is all correct on that one too. So we do have counters tracking some of the commemorative coins, some uncommon, some common, just out of interest over the course of filling a book to see how many of each we find. And as and when we start a new book, I will get rid of some of the counters for some coins and keep them for others. Right, what are you going to be? Another Shakespeare's Histories, super. Excuse me clearing my throat there. Right, the hollow crown. No edge inscription error on that one either, sadly, but there is another VE Day anniversary. Again, one you shouldn't have much bother finding, given how common and prevalent they are out in circulation. So yeah, I expect quite the surge of Coronation 50p to start turning up and then for them to filter off over time. Oh, we got Guy Fawkes there. Very cool, but very common. I think it's going to be, there's Brunel's Achievements, Arches at Paddington Station. One of 2 Brunel £2 coins you can find. Both are rather common ones though. But no, over time, I think it's going to be very similar to, well, it's got the same mintage, indicative mintage as Squirrel Nutkin or 2018 Paddington at the station. Station. We've got the Abolition of the Slave Trade there, that's another common coin. And if you think, ooh, that's quite nice actually. Robert Burns, smidge over face value, not amazingly so. You won't be able to retire having found that coin, but always a nice find. But yeah, if you think about the 2018 Paddingtons, when they were first circulated, there was quite a lot of them going about, and nowadays we don't see quite as much, and I think that's how the Coronation 50p will end up. Brunel's portrait there. That's the second of the 2 Brunel designs you can find. And there we have Charles Dickens. Again, it is a particularly common coin. That's one that tends to do the rounds with all these fake news about circulating coins being worth thousands when they're really not. Even the rarest ones aren't. Right, Brunel's Achievements, Arches at Paddington Station. There's some funny red staining to it there. Kind of interesting. But no, obviously the main thing is that the 50p that went into circulation has the uncrowned portrait of King Charles III. Earlier this year, when the Coronation 50p was released for us collectors to buy, the Brunel's Achievements, that coin was released with a crowned portrait, which is quite groundbreaking when that happened. The first time it happened in many, 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 many years. For a king, that is, on UK coins. So this version has an uncrowned portrait, the one that was gone into circulation. Second Guy Fawkes there. So unless there is a later release sometime in this year, maybe with the annual coin sets of the uncrowned Coronation 50p, this could be the only way to get that specific variant of that coin, the one from circulation. Right, Army Centenary, King and Country, all hunky-dory. So it does mean if you get yourself some nice quality Coronation 50p's with the uncrowned portrait from circulation, perhaps ones that have just been put into circulation that haven't been clinked and clonked around with other coins, been worn by the many hands that will use them over many years, those ones could end up having some decent value in the future. Shakespeare's Tragedies, check this one for the inscription. What a piece of work as a man, that is the correct inscription. This is the one we have found one error on the inscription in the past. It was a long, long time ago and it was only one coin. But my goodness, would that be a good coin to find again. But yeah, so naturally if the Royal Mint does in the future, or at some point later this year, release the uncrowned Coronation 50p in some sort of brilliant uncirculated form, that then in my mind kiboshes the potential value of the one that's gone into circulation. Another Act of Union, no rotation error. So yeah, some potential. Ooh, that's gross. It's a Shakespeare's History, it's just not a nice quality. Hollow crown. You've got those 4 now, wow. Unbelievable stuff. But no, that's my thoughts on the Coronation 50p. I wouldn't pay massive amounts of money for it. If you're desperate to add one to your collection, I think they are going to end up being quite common. So I'd hold fire on buying them. Oh, there we go. That's completed our Shakespeare set. This one's Shakespeare's Comedies, the rarest of the 3. All the World's a Stage, correct edge inscription. Very nice. Very nice to have those 3 in a row down there. Doesn't happen all too often we complete the whole set, so it's always nice when it does happen. Especially those Shakespeare's Comedies. I used to really struggle to get my hands on them, but they seem to have widened widened the area you can find them in circulation. There's another Charles Dickens. Whereas the Coronation 50p, it seems that they've been fast-tracked out to post offices, so they'll be out and about quite more evenly spread, whereas the Shakespeare's, lots of the comedies seem to have gone up north in 2016, as and when they were required by the different cash centres, providing coins across the country. So yeah, I have a feeling it could be any day now we start finding that Coronation 50p, which would be a really exciting find. Purely because it's a new one for circulation. Even the most common coin, Benjamin Bunny, was a very exciting the first time I found one, because it was that new slot for the book to fill. So even if the Coronation 50p ends up being fairly common, it's still exciting for us, isn't it? And at least we're getting a new coin for circulation, which hasn't been happening for quite a bit. Consider how many different 50p's were released without a circulating version. I've just realised we're on the last bag. I haven't done an edge hunt, but we'll have to double up and do some extra edge hunts in the next £2 coin hunt. So links as ever in the description of this video to my coin collecting Discord server if you want to come over and join that. There's also links to my other social media channels, the PO box address you can write into, and of course the Britannia Coin Company's YouTube channel, who I work for as my day job making videos for them, so please do check those out. I'm going to check through these coins for any errors that I might have missed throughout the hunt. Well, unfortunately no errors found throughout all of those, but a good roster of finds, to be fair. Some very nice ones indeed. Even that King James Bible, though it was a bit shabby, it's still a very rare coin and a nice one to come across. So let me know in the comments what your favourite coin from today's video is, and all it leads me to. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.